Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Nutrition Expert. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so that you get notified whenever I post new videos. Like I promised, I'm going to share with you the second principle I use to help people live a happy life during my nutrition practice. And this time around, I'm going to share a personal story because I want you to learn that these are things that I also practice. Now, the thing is, the more you eat plant-based foods and less of the animal foods, the better your life is. I could remember like 15 years ago when I was in high school, I used to be this chubby faced lad or chubby faced boy, and literally I was this kind of person who loved taking lots of yogurt. I loved taking lots of meat, but in particular goat meat was my favorite. And I remember my days back at school, during vacation days, whenever they did bring meat, I really was very uneasy with my parents, but I just played off as a big boy, Yeah, but during my childhood and late teens and early adulthood, I suffered a lot from what you would call allergies, and my parents really couldn't know what was really causing it. And this is what used to happen to me. Whenever it was cold, I found it very hard to breathe, and I had persistent coughs. And I used to go to clinics. I was always sent back home, and the honest truth is that medication really tried to help, but I know if my parents really tried to check my diet, it would really be cheap for them, and also it would solve the root problem. Now, as I grow, I'm learning a lot of things about biology, nutrition, life generally. I realized that whenever I reduced animal consumption, my life became a little bit easier to weather those. Like, I didn't fall sick often from those things. And as someone who's yearning for solutions, like, you feel like, can't I really be like these other normal people? Like, they don't have flu throughout their lives. Like, it comes rare. So I kept looking for solutions. I kept reading articles on the internet, some magazines here and there. I was very positive. So I learned things here and there about nutrition, and one of the things I landed on, I remember it was a holiday. It was a holiday, and I was at home. I was reading a magazine. I landed on this nutrition magazine, and I read, and this author of that article was telling people, you know what, if you want to be healthy, try to reduce on the intake of animal foods. And I decided to take this religiously, and my parents and friends started saying, hey Timothy, you're going to die, you can't survive without meat, how are you going to live, blah 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 blah. But for me, I was determined to make a change in my life. I was tired of having the persistent flus, of having the persistent mucus in my nose, of having difficult, like, I was tired. I was looking for solutions. I was tired of taking the medication. I used to take lots of syrups. Lots of syrups from, I remember the particular clinic my parents used to take, but I can't mention it, but I used to take lots of syrups. Lots of the times when the medication used to fail, I used to be injected in my veins. The injection was supposed to be in my bums or my capillaries, but it wasn't something I really liked, so I used to prefer the nurses and the doctors putting the medicine in my veins. I was tired of all that stuff. So I said, you know what, I'm going to try my level best to reduce the intake of animal food. I cut down on the diet. I was eating like meat like once, twice a month. I was eating yogurt, which was my favorite, like once or twice a week. Previously I was eating it like 2, 3, 4 times a week. I stopped having eagerness to take milk and all these animal foods like yogurt, the fried chicken. I was a fan of chips. I stopped taking chips. Like, it was a conscious decision that I took because I wanted to see whether I can get a lasting solution to the health challenges I was facing. Yeah, and when this happened, I lost a lot of weight. Most of my friends at school were like, man, what's up? Are you sick? But me, I was happy that when I lost the weight, at least I gained back some vitality. I was a little stronger. I really dozed in class. Yeah, and I was generally happy with my life. So this is a testimony that I wanted to share with you, so that you understand that limiting intake of animal foods can really save your life, despite the fact that you are an active sportsman, or despite the fact that whatever belief you have in life, when you limit the amount of animal food you put in your body, trust me, you'll have more energy levels, you stop having allergies, your immune system will be boosted, and you generally feel good about yourself, your mind will be clearer, and all these other benefits that come from plant-based foods, you will get them. Yeah, so I didn't want to go into the science of benefits of taking plant-based food, but I wanted to just tell you my testimony or my experience with limiting animal-based foods. The more you limit animal-based foods, the more you take in plant-based foods that have the nutrients that can help us thrive. This, we're talking about antioxidants, we talk about polyphenols, we talk about anthocyanins, we talk about phytonutrients, and these are things that can help us live long. And who doesn't want to see his or her great children? It would be nice. Yeah, it would really be a nice thing. So I encourage you to try as much as possible to try and limit the intake of animal foods and eat more of the plant-based foods. In the previous video, I talked of strategies you can use. You can say, let me eat meat only 2 days a week. Yeah, and I mentioned of the metrics or the mathematics you can use while planning your intake of animal food in a week. If you haven't watched that video, please go back and watch it. Then I hope you get inspired by my testimony about reducing the intake of animal-based food. Then the next thing I want to talk about in this video is that after my S5 plus S6, I got interested a lot in climate change. This was the time when the news was talking about climate change, and I had just submitted in my job forms, and human nutrition was one of the courses I wanted to do at university. Yeah, anyone in Uganda knows that if you're interested in government sponsorship, you fill in forms that you submit for review by the government education principals, and those are the guys that determine who gets what scholarship and why, depending on academic merit or sports merit. So one of my courses on those forms was human nutrition, because I had fallen in love with it, how it can transform life, and it was something that I appreciated because you don't need to prescribe complicated things. You just tell someone, you know what, add this into your diet, eliminate this, eat this at this time, do it this way, and things change. Yeah, so climate change was happening at that time. I'd read quite a lot about it in the libraries at my high school. So whenever I came across something that had climate change, I read it. On my phone, I read it. If it was on TV, I listened to it. Yeah. So, and I learned that if we human beings reduce the intake of animal foods, we're talking of eggs, we're talking of beef, we're talking of pork, we're talking of yogurt, we're talking of milk, we're talking of whatever animal food, we're talking of liver, pork, any animal product you can think of, we stand a chance of reducing on the effects of climate change, because the production of these things contributes highly to the climate change. Like animals, cows are known to produce lots of methane gases. When these gases become high in the atmosphere, they contribute to climate change. So if you want to contribute towards the reduction of the effects of climate change on the earth, you can do something very simple. Reduce on the intake of animal food. Me, when I do this, I know that I'm not only helping myself to be healthy, but also helping the entire planet Earth. So those are my few cents about limiting intake of animal food. I hope you get inspired and embark on this journey of being healthier and also promoting a sustainable planet. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you next time. If you have any comment, please comment in the comment section. Like my video if you found it interesting, and subscribe such that you get notified whenever I post new videos. Thank you for listening. Till next time. And remember that good nutrition starts with mindset.